In the last video, the Arkansas Department of Parks and Tourism invited me out to Hot Springs to see their latest large-scale trail building project. We dove into the technical aspects of building machine-cut trails and got to see the builders test their work. As a continuation of this partnership, I'm out in Bentonville to explore the economics of public bike parks. Chances are your community has an unused patch of land which is being underutilized. I'm not talking about national forest land or undisturbed wilderness. I'm talking about suburban dirt, oases of trees and rocks surrounded by highways, houses, and restaurants. I surmise you would all be in favor of building something fun on this dirt, but you aren't the ones that need convincing. That would be your city, and cities don't like dirt jumps. Or at least that's the way it used to be. Valmont is a public bike park, and so is Rocky Knob, Baker Creek, and Duthie Hill. I could keep going on. Public bike parks have been a thing for quite some time, and are only becoming more common. But to convince your city to build a bike park, they need to understand the benefits. Besides you having fun, what are the real benefits of building cool stuff for people to ride their mountain bikes on? This structure is called the Hub, and it's the most over-the-top launch pad I've ever seen at any bike park anywhere. The whole thing is welded together, and they even trucked in a huge rock slab which they could have just used some wood for. The Hub is the centerpiece of Kohler Mountain Bike Preserve, and you can ride it for free. Pedal here from downtown Bentonville and you'll have access to rock gardens, rock jumps, rock berms, dirt berms, ladder bridges, pump tracks, dual slalom courses, and of course, lots of sweet jumps. Really sweet jumps. But a few years ago, Bentonville's sweet jumps were much smaller. Well, maybe not that small.
If you look back in 2006 when the first few miles of slaughter pen at Bentonville were built, it was a cross-country course. You know, you're not going to make a double black diamond jump trail as your gateway trail. It was almost like a progression with the community as we built trail and let the riders advance and the cities to kind of get used to that. And then we started progressing in the size of the jumps.
Gary is a program officer for the Walton Family Foundation, which is of course made possible by the Walton family, who founded Walmart. It was very gracious of them to speak with me, considering my storied history with Walmart's sporting goods department. The foundation has been taking a big role in helping build and steward these trails, and they couldn't have picked a better program officer than Gary.
I was a BMX racer, I was a motorcycle nut, but then a friend of mine got a mountain bike in '89, and it was a great combination between the size of my motorcycle but a bicycle, so it was a good fit. So started riding mountain bikes in 1990. We have a Walmart corporate office in Bentonville, and we have all the vendor network. In the past, it was difficult to get people to move from like a Denver, Colorado, or a large city. It was hard to convince them to come to Arkansas, but the trails were an excellent asset for recruiting.
Indeed, the most talented workers have options when it comes to employment, and quality of life is a huge consideration. This was the initial motivation for actual investments to be made in and around Bentonville, not just in mountain bike trails, but outdoor assets in general. As it became clear that the trails were a draw for tourists as well, it was easier to justify additional investments.
So last year, we reached out to People for Bikes, and they helped us do a year-long economic impact study. With the two counties, Benton and Washington County, which is just the region here close by, they calculated annually there's a $137 million economic impact because of the trails in these two counties.
Money has been invested in the trails here. How much was that?
Around $70 million.
I can't personally vouch for this study, but it must have been convincing, because the state and the foundation just kept on building. About 2 years ago, they began developing Kohler Mountain Bike Preserve, which brought gravity trails into the mix. This project necessitated a full-time maintenance crew.
I'll be out there with a shovel rake and riding around the trails. We're going to have somebody on every foot of trail every week, doing maintenance and cleanup, blowing leaves, taking deadwood out. We're creating Disney World for mountain biking. So you come here and you can find anything and everything that you're interested in, be it from drops to rollers. You can come and learn how to do a drop, learn how to hit a jump. You can come with a big group of people with all different riding experiences, and everybody's going to find something that's fun for them.
And Andrew has his work cut out for him. In the parking lot of Kohler, you'll see license plates from all over.
All of Texas comes here. Missouri, St. Louis, Kansas City, Oklahoma, Tulsa. I mean, that's just every weekend you're going to get people from those places, but we get riders from Colorado. When it snows and it's cold and they can't ride there, they're traveling down here and riding.
When the word tourism comes up, we usually envision an airplane. But an attraction like a bike park or trail system can bring visitors from adjacent towns, states, and provinces. Those visitors purchase food, fuel, lodging, and lots of other stuff. And if you've ever traveled someplace to mountain bike, you know this to be true. In fact, I'll assume you're ready to do this in your town right now, but you probably don't have a Walton Family Foundation to lead the charge. And not everyone's local government is ready to hop on board like Arkansas. So what's a good starting point?
We partner with IMBA, and we have what we call a trail lab, and it's a 3-day conference where we bring in city officials, park and rec directors, volunteer groups, 40 people at a time, and give them a tour of the downtown area around Bentonville and Bella Vista, and then spend a 3-day classroom teaching them how to do that and showing them the economic impact study, let them read through that.
To convince your town to build a gravity park, dirt jumps, or even an XC trail may in fact be a moonshot. But getting someone of influence to attend a trail lab in Bentonville, now that's a more realistic goal.
You know, you don't have to spend $70 million to build a trail system. Get a group of volunteers with some professionals and do it really economically. There's nothing that's going to guarantee you anything in this world, but what I can guarantee, if you build a gateway trail in a city and promote it, you'll quickly see how popular it is. And we haven't discovered this. You know, there's Copper Harbor, Michigan, Oak Ridge, Oregon. It's not just proven here in Arkansas.
So let's quickly review the main benefits of public bike parks and trail systems. Tourism from locations near and far, the recruitment of talented workers, keeping the locals active and healthy, keeping kids out of trouble, and adding value to local property.
You know, hills and mountains make it easier, but you don't have to have a hillside to make some really technical trails and some big dirt jumps. You just got to pedal a little harder.
If this video leads to just one town building a bike park somewhere, I'll consider it a major success. But if we keep the conversation going, if we frame the benefits of sweet jumps in a context that cities can digest, it might lead to much more. If you have questions about anything in this video, including the trail labs, check the description for information and links. Northwest Arkansas has a lot more to offer than just Kohler, and I encourage you to make it out there to see what they've built. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.